What's going on, everybody? Dig Daddy out here in the shed. Welcome to BSing in the Shed Monday night. Good to have you guys all here. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't liked the video already, go ahead and do that. See how many you got. 14 people here, and I think a few of you are sandbagging. So click that like button. If you happen to be tuning in and you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're here as well, because at the end of the show, we're going to be giving away a little bit of pay dirt. And if you're not a subscriber, you ain't getting shit. So, what's going on, everybody? I hope Monday's treating you all well. I hope your weekends were great. And if you had crappy weather wherever you're at, sucks to be you. If you had good weather, I hope you're able to get out and do a little bit of panning, prospecting, or just hanging out in the sun, if anything. You guys saw what I was doing this weekend, testing out a new pan that I picked up, and was very, very pleased with. That old, haven't put it away yet, the old Gold Grabber. Very sweet little pan. You guys should definitely check one out if you get the opportunity. They're pretty cheap too, you know, they're only like 15 bucks, so even if you don't like it, you're only out 15 bucks. So pass it on to somebody else that you don't like if you wind up not liking it. Nice. That's a good way. You know, when your hobby pays for itself, that's always a good thing. You know, that's kind of why I do the pay dirt review, so I can justify buying all this dirt and my wife not getting mad at me. So as long as a hobby pays for itself, that's good. You can enjoy life and enjoy the hobby. The only problem with this is you have to sell back your gold for it to pay for itself to get more, you know what I'm saying? More equipment or more whatever it is that you need. But there's always, like I said, there's always cool, nifty, different stuff for you to check out, you know, as people make up new inventions. You wind up seeing things like turbo pans, gold grabbers, blue bowls, and all sorts of different kind of stuff that, you know, maybe they didn't have so far back, and now it just makes catching that little stuff a lot easier. Because that's a lot of what we have left is just the fine stuff, you know. How's it going, Benji? How's it going, everybody? I'm not going to go down the list and list everybody off like I normally do. It's because a lot of you are already here. It'll take a while to go down the list. But you know you're here if you're here. What is going on? On my main sluice, I use a blue Amazon bought fish pump. It's a 660 gallon per hour, and I have a flow valve on there so I can tune it down if I need to. To Vester, your question. It's a 660, and it's just a fish tank pump. That's what I use for most everything, is just a cheapy fish tank pump, because you got to keep in mind, we're putting dirt through this stuff, and that dirt has magnetics in it, and a lot of that stuff is going to naturally get caught up in the pumps that you get. So if you spend a lot of money on a high-end adjustable super duper sweet ass pump, the same thing's going to happen to it, because the way that they're all built is exactly the same. Whether it be a high-end pump or a middle end, a low end, it's a magnetic core that goes in a plastic housing inside of an inductor. This is how they're all made, every single one of them. And you get too much magnetics on that core, you will never get them out, and eventually the thing can't spin anymore. So there's no point in spending too much money on a really expensive pump for little setups. You know, you'd be better off. But even with that being said, I have this one pump, a little Maxipump 1200. It's like a 290 gallon per hour pump. And I used that thing in the original sluice setup for years. Thing still runs like a champ. Never even had to clean the magnetics out. So, like I say, you don't need to spend a lot on a pump. You're just moving water about a foot. So pretty much any pump's going to do that for you. You just want to make sure the orientation of where it sucks up and where it spits out works for you in your setup. Because kinks in your hose, you want to avoid kinks in your hose. That's the main thing. So, let me see if he's... I had some news I want to share with you guys. But I'm kind of waiting on if it's really my place to say anything just yet, to break some news for something. But I guess if you're subscribed or you bought pay dirt from him, you already probably know. And you got an email today from iPan for Gold. It looks like he's probably going to be heading out and putting a pause on the pay dirt sales. If you go to his website, let me show you what his website's looking like right now. You go to ipanforgold.com or MPD or MDV IPV G4G gold. Fuck, you can see it. He's got it shut down. So if you got that email today saying that he's no longer taking orders, essentially he's winding down the business. I emailed him and he sent me a kind of a write-up that goes into more detail of it. But essentially it's just it's burning him out, and he's looking to set sail on that and actually do his retirement instead of, as he put it, just always being tired. He wants to actually retire. So as of right now, it looks like you can't place any orders on the webpage. And from the sounds of what he's led back on his email, it probably doesn't sound like he's going to be opening it back up anytime soon. Like I say, if you don't have a mine of your own and you're pulling gold out of the earth yourself, the cost of gold for a lot of pay dirt sellers, the margin is so freaking thin, it's painful. So that's why you got guys like Gold Bay and the Nugget Sales and all these guys who can give you 100% ROI, just blow away the majority of the people who aren't getting their gold for less than spot. If you're buying your gold at spot, the margin is paper razor thin. For real, the thin gold line, it's absolutely a thing. And he doesn't own a mine. He makes his own pay dirt, so he relies heavily on being able to get a good margin on his gold, just like a lot of the pay dirt sellers. And it's too tough. So unfortunately, he's gonna shut the doors down. So if you haven't checked him out, you missed that boat. But hey, you know what? He's served the community for a long time, providing pay dirt when there wasn't a lot of sellers that you could rely on. I remember when I first started doing this, I've been eyeballing his page to buy pay dirt a long time. And the one time that I did, it was pretty good dirt. So it's too bad to see him go, but definitely wish him the best, and hopefully he can do some resting on his retirement. But yeah, just like you, Miller, I was about to buy some pay dirt from him. I bought something on his site a little while back, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna pick some of that up. I wish I didn't lag, then I would have been able to get some, but oh well, such is life. Always missing the boat. Yeah, I mean, once you're retired, you want to do what you want to do. You want to do what you love. Um, and running your own business, even if lazy assery like I do mine, um, it takes a lot of effort. You got to put time into it, and a lot of that time, not like going to work where you show up and regardless of how much your employer's made off of you, you get an hourly wage. You can rely on that. If you're running your own stuff, you got to be constantly selling or marketing so it's a lot of extra work. All the costs behind it, business licenses, taxes, website costs, email server costs, all that shit adds up. And so it's a pretty big, fairly small margin rather, doing the stuff, When's some new dirt coming out? Maybe next week. First of the month is usually when I try to get some bags of something made up. I have some rocks that are done on the tumbler, and I'm about ready to put them in some dirt. So probably have something coming up pretty soon. I'm just low on gold, man. My last few bags have pretty much sold all my gold. And I'm supposed to be saving my money so I can buy the new shed. Because I'm like weighing this balance of shed money versus buying pay dirt and stuff. So I always got to try to keep the shed money going up. That's sometimes kind of hard to do. My wife keeps asking me if I have the money for the shed still. And it's like, yeah, kind of. Some of it's tied up in bags. Some of it's in gold. But what I need to do is just find a bunch of gold out in the wild, and then I can just use that for my pay dirt. But that seems to be the goal everybody has, and all a matter of just getting our ass out there and doing that. But there's some spots I want to get back out to, definitely. GS showed me a really sweet spot, and I want to get some digging out there. And yeah, for sure. The shed will definitely be appreciated. Like I'm losing my mind in this little shed here. There's so little room to move around. Like I literally have to, when I move from this space to the shed, I gotta fold my chair up and move it out of the way so there's space over here. The fire situation? I don't know of any fire. Is somebody on fire? I don't watch TV too much, like news and stuff, just like shows. So if there's a fire going on, I haven't heard about it. Yeah, lumber dropped. Lumber dropped significantly this last week. So that's making me hopeful. I got a quote from Tough Shed. I don't know if they're everywhere, but they're around here. They're a major name. I got a quote from them, and they wanted for what was a $3,000 shed a few months back, they wanted $5. But is California on fire again? Damn it! Is the heat wave still going through there? Because I'm gonna be there in a few weeks. And I can't be having no fires going on around me or any heat waves. So y'all gotta fix that shit. You gotta get that going. Get that fixed, taken care of. But yeah, once I get the new shed, it's gonna be so much nicer. So I'll have a space for everything. So when I want to go work on my lapidary stuff, I don't have to like move this thing out of the way and bring this tool out and then put that one away and bring another one out. I can just go and do everything. So that's the goal there. What's going on, Vendetta? How you doing, man? Good to see you made it into the stream. And everybody else, hello. If you didn't catch when I said hello the last time, hello and welcome to the stream. Glad to have you guys all here. Thank you again, Ted, for your donation here a while ago. Much appreciated. And yeah, so wood's on its way down. So I told the guy from Tough Shed, I said, hey, seeing as how lumber's cost just dropped like 40% this week, what can you do about getting me a better deal on this shed? So hopefully he'll come back with something decent, and then I can start working towards getting that number and having them install that shit. That's the goal anyways, get some more space with some shelves and some tables, and maybe wire things up so it's probably not a fire hazard. Though I will say, I have my new pet frog. You guys saw him last week. He's still here. And we've made some progress with trust. So earlier today, he jumped onto my hand, and he crawled up my arm, and he was hanging out on my shoulder for a little while. He seemed like he wanted to keep going up my head, and I wasn't down with that. I don't want no frog shitting on my head. So I stopped him at my shoulder. But then he came back on my arm, and I was like, all right, cool. So we're making progress. But then he disappeared again. So he gets like kind of sketchy, right? Sometimes he's cool. Sometimes he's like, hell nah. But I did bring him some food earlier. So I think that officially means that the frog is a new mascot of the shed over here. So. Yeah, maybe a vinyl floor. That's actually not a bad idea. Because there's probably gold on the floor here. I try to be really careful about not dropping anything. But let's be real. I probably drop stuff. So. But the thing with the frog in the place here now is now I got to put everything away. Like I had gold in one of these little cups where I had it drying. There was like 0.8 of a gram sitting in there, and I'm playing with the frog, realizing that he jumped and he almost hit my little cup of gold and knocked it all over the place, and I would have lost like 0.8 of a gram all over the floor. And who knows, maybe he jumped in that bowl at some point, he got gold on his feet, and then he hopped around. Yeah, Diggity the frog, I like it. What do I call him? Froggy Ben Doggy, I think is what I've been calling him. I just like things that rhyme. I don't know why. I'm dumb like that. Yeah, he's my guard frog. He's guarding the claim here. My mine. My hidden mine. But. Might as well go ahead and spark it up. But I brought him a bug earlier, and he wound up eating it. And so I think that's the moment where we bridged our trust. He's like, oh, you're not trying to eat me. You brought me food. Hey, that's cool, man. Oh, gold would absolutely stick to a frog. Yeah, that's what got me worried, man. I'm afraid he's going to jump in something like a little cup of gemstones or something that I got laying out. And then he goes off somewhere, and there's gold or gems and shit all over the place. You know what's messed up is I got some fake gold that I made up for the resin art. If he jumps in that and then starts moving around on things, I'm going to be finding pieces of gold thinking like, oh shit, I found some gold. And it's just going to be some fake-ass gold leaf rocks. Stupid frog. Now I'm mad. I'm going to kick its ass. If I ever find him again. I'm sure he'll show up. The thing's gonna wind up giving me a heart attack because every time I'm like reaching to go move something, suddenly he pops up out of nowhere. Like I'll turn around and then he'll just be like right there. And I'll be like, oh shit, this guy scared me. Man, this little frog's too small to eat. You'd be picking him out of your teeth. He's a little guy. He's only like that big. He's a little tree frog. Little sparkle frog. That's what I should do. I should throw him in the little cup of gold leaf. And then I'll have a golden frog. The golden frog. Uh-oh. I think we just thought up a new pay dirt. Hey, thank you, B Greenie. Much appreciated. You rock, bro. So what do we got? Smoky. Diggity. Smoky Diggity. What did I call him? Froggy Ben Doggy. He did pee on a box earlier. He's got to be careful because today I found him in the garbage bag here. And if I didn't look in the garbage bag, for some reason I was like, I should look in there. And I moved the flap and boom, there he is. I'm like, whoa, dude, that's not a good place for you to be. You know, you're going to be in there, you're going to wind up getting thrown away. Frog Papa. All right. Here's the deal. If you've got an idea for what we're going to name this frog, leave that name in the comment listed on that linked page there. Or if you've heard a name that you like and you want to put your vote towards it, put that in your comment. And then whoever winds up getting picked tonight, if you have the frog name in there, not only are you going to win my sloppy seconds, but you will be the one picking the name of the frog, the pet frog that we have here. Just don't make it something lewd or something that I'll get like in trouble for. But that's how we're going to name this frog. This is the way. I have spoken. Michigan J Frog. Dignity's Golden Pond Pay Dirt. Hey, I like that one. Dignities. Nah, you didn't miss anything, Thomas. Just we found a pet frog last week, and he's hanging around. He keeps coming back to the shed and popping up. Like, I found him here in the shed multiple times. And now we've formed a kinship. He's my spirit animal now. My spirit animal is a frog, which is a little bit disappointing and depressing, but we'll get back to that later. Either way, he's the new mascot for the shed, for the channel. Doobie. I like it. I like that one too. Put it in the comment. That's a good one. So you got Diggity, Doobie, Michigan J Frog, Kermit. I don't think we can do Kermit because that's like, it can't be a licensed name. I'm not paying anybody to use their name for my pet frog. Get me in trouble. Be like, that's our frog. You can't do the name or likeness. And then we lose our mascot. The Bud Wise. I gotta be careful. I'll get in trouble for that too. Dank Diggity Frog. I like that one. Alright. Cool deal. It looks like a lot of people are going and making their votes. Make sure to put yours in. And we'll see what's up. So, tonight for Sloppy Seconds, since I had mentioned it, I'll show you what we got here. A little bit of this. A little bit of Sprinkle of Love. There's a labradorite in there. There's a tri-point amethyst. A couple of orange rocks that I got in some pay dirt that was sitting here on the counter, and I was like, hey, let's get rid of that somehow. And tonight we're gonna find a sucker. I mean, a winner. So that's gonna be the Sloppy Seconds. Once we find some gold to put in it, we gotta put some gold in that shit. Snoop Froggity Frog, Froggy McFroggerson. 2 for Froggy McFroggersons. Like Bodie McBoatface. You guys are terrible. Might have to have some sort of sticker or something made up with the little froggy icon on it. Problem is I'm a horrible artist. I get things in my head, but I can't translate them well into like drawn format. So I'll have to hire somebody to take my sketch and turn it into something actually good. I know, right? Green Goblin. This terrifying little frog. Why, thank you, Vendetta. I mean, I have an artisticness to myself and what I do, but just like drawing specifically, I've never been a good drawer, you know, or drawer, is that right? Artist, specifically in in drawing. So I can do technical stuff pretty well, but like, I don't know. Everything I wanted to drawist, yeah, maybe drawist is the right word. But either which way, I'm not good at it. So it makes it hard to like take my ideas and formulate them into something tangible that can be expressed in some sort of graphical art. Even my logo, I had to steal images from like web clips and then edit the images into like a composite so it was all one thing. And then I sent that off to somebody. I was like, hey, can you make this like a thing? So it's like, if you go back to my first couple of videos and look at the Backyard Prospecting logo there, it's janky as hell, man. It's just like different resolution pictures of stuff that I just like photoshopped all together. But I was like, man, this is terrible. I don't want to make a sticker out of this. So I sent that off to somebody off of Fiverr. I was like, hey, can you turn this into like a stylized picture, like something better? And then that's what she made for me. So in that regard, I can kind of map out my ideas. And that's good, you know. But I definitely need to have somebody more disciplined in drawisting and drawifying stuff. Sir croaks a lot. You know, he's actually pretty quiet. Never hear him. That's why he's so sneaky. He's like a little ninja frog. He's fast too. I like put him outside trying to get rid of him at one point. He was back in the shed and like hidden before I could even notice. He's fast. And then sure enough just shows up again one day. No, not necessarily artist. Because art takes many different forms. I mean specifically in the aspect of drawing. I know it's still an artist, but I'm trying to think of a word that's more precise to that specific functionality. Lollyhops. Gold, green, peeper. You guys are funny. Speaking of gold, let's see how gold's doing this week. Let's hop over to the thing. Last week, when we were hanging out, it was 18.14 and 34 cents. We spin the wheel today, and it is sitting at 18.20 and 53 cents. So not too much of a change. It's looking pretty stable. You know, there was a point in the day where it looks like it dropped down to something low. By like $10. No, wow, it dropped down, I think 96. Let's look at the last week. All right. This is better, right? All these little spikes over the day, that just gets confusing. Now, we're not telling anybody, get the fuck out of here. Over the last week, you know, we were like down here, now we're up here, but this is really only like a $3, $5 difference, right, between here and here. So this big old spike is 1830. This scale just makes it look more dramatic. Fucking drama queens. Over the last year, gold has been on a downward roller coaster. Unfortunately, it's lost a lot of its momentum in the last year. It's gone from a high of when we were looking at like, what was it, 2,200? Now we're down here at 18, a couple hundred down. It's a bummer. What can you do? just keep getting it. Because you know what? Honestly, I don't care how much it's worth. I mean, I like the fact that it's worth what it's worth. But I just love holding the bottle of it, you know? Just like, oh, that's my gold, man. Yeah, the market's been all over the place. So, I mean, considering that the markets have been on a hayride as well, I guess that much movement in gold is to be expected. But everything's all up in arms. Everything everybody feels like has to be like that rocket ship. Everybody's trying to get to the moon. I'm just trying to make it to the top of the mountain. See, the thing I like about that little frog though is he eats the bugs in the shed. So I don't get mosquitoes or anything. So that's good. I was thinking about getting a gecko for the shed, but I don't want to lose my gecko if it decides to take off. My regular sluice I got from bedrockprospectors.org. They had a stand set up at the last gold show that I was able to attend. And so I bought one from them for $35. And at that same show, another vendor had the Dream Mat Micro, so I bought that from them for $35. So the whole setup, well, not the whole setup, but the main core setup was about $70. And then I had to make a frame for it, and then the tub. You know, so it was like, I don't know, $150 or so to make. Maybe that's overstated. Well, because then the pump. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, the to the moon. Everybody wants that rocket shot. And that just makes everything unstable because they're playing games. And if you play the game with them, you're potentially in to make a lot of money. But it's all... I don't want to call it like a scheme or a scam or anything like that, but it's all a huge pump and dump right now. You just got to be on the ball when it's time to dump. Otherwise, you're a bag holder. And that's how everybody's playing the game right now. So there's a lot of money to be made, but you got to be on top of getting off the train when it's time to go. This whole diamond hand mentality, that's stupid. That's hoping for shit. But then you never know. What's that? Musical chairs. Eventually we're out of chairs. It's true. It's very true. Especially the crypto coins. Like the whole investing in crypto, that's an even bigger pump. I've always said, like, it's all Beanie Babies, right? It's a fad, and everybody's going to jump on it, and there's going to be a lot of money in there. And then people are going to be gone. They're going to be like, all right, I got my money. See ya. Thanks for the profits. And then everything falls out from underneath because there was no inherent value there. There was nothing tangible that mattered. And so it just falls away. And then the people who are sitting there advocating, these idiots who are diamond making all these stupid Doge memes, living on Reddit, you know, talking in their echo chambers. And they're like, oh, we're just going to buy the dip. Buy the dip. By all means. Please put more money in so that when I pull mine out, it's worth more. And you got to understand that's what it is. You know. But now that it's starting some regulation around it, and what was it, China? They're like, fuck you, everybody get the hell out. Yeah. See, I had a line on the Beanie Babies. I knew the guy, and so anytime he'd get a shipment in, he'd put some aside for me, so I didn't have to go fight lines. I would just go in there when nobody's in the shop, you know, after he's sold out, and pick up mine. Be like, yeah, man, little under the table dealings, right? You got to have your advantages in these kind of things. The problem is, I wound up being a bag holder. You know, I rode the mountain all the way up and all the way down, and now I got a tub full of fucking Beanie Babies. So I've learned my lesson, being a collector of things. Everything has its waves. Baseball cards, Beanie Babies, cryptocurrency. It's all the fad of the current day. Unless there's something tangible and physical to it, it's nothing. Oh, yeah, dude. Beanie Babies were the hot commodity, man. They were a built-in collectible. You know, you bought them for, I want to say they were $6. They immediately were worth double that. You could immediately turn them around on the secondary market and double your money. And if you got the good ones, the bears, whew, shit, dude. So that was the real goal, is the bears. I got a bunch of bears. I got like 8-piece bears. A Diana bear. I got like 3 of those. Got to have all the good ones. Those are the main ones they're after. Right. I mean, there's different levels of commodities, right? There's real commodities, tangible, usable utilities, gold, precious metals, regular metals, and then there's secondary commodities, things that have a value because we value them. Beanie Babies, collectibles, things you can't eat, baseball cards, Pokemon cards. When the world collapses, when everything collapses, yeah, Magic the Gathering. Like when the power grid's down and the stores are out of food, nobody gives a shit if you have a Black Star White Lotus 5-star White Dragon fucking Pokemon card. Nobody gives a shit about that. Can you eat it? No. Can I turn it into a tool? No. It's worthless after the apocalypse. Beanie Babies. That's what those are. Got to be careful with those, because like those are fads, you know. Oh, but that's the beauty, dude. All the Chinese warehouses that were mining, they're all shut down right now. So if you get into mining right now, it's like it was like 2 years ago, where you have actual ability to mine some money. You get money. Like my rig, I tested it out the other day, and I can start pulling like $5 a day out of it if I just set it aside to mine. Which is not bad. You know, it went down to like 30 cents a day at one point, and I was like, fuck that. It's not even worth it. You know, that's like 30 cents. Then I wind up losing half of that out of electricity. That's true. You can bend them. You turn them into little matches. Chris W., thank you for your donation. Sorry I didn't catch that a little bit ago. I was going off on an investment tangent, anti-investment tangent. You guys want to find some gold? Let's go through some pay dirt. Run this sluice on. That way we can give it away. Doop, doop, doop. Sluice time. Get that sluice goose. Gotta be careful not to step on my frog if he's out in the way here. Like I said, that's my biggest concern, is I'm going to wind up stepping on the little bastard. You know, he doesn't communicate very well. He doesn't tell me where he's at. Tell him to call me if he's going to be late. He never does. Jerk. Freaking jerk. Doesn't consider anybody else. Tonight's dirt is a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some roaring camp. I had a little bit of that Thermal City mine left over from Chris. Still had a little something from Dylan, so I threw that in there as well. And so it's a little mix of everything. So hopefully there'll be some nice gold to pick out of it. That Thermal City mine stuff wound up having some big pieces, so you never know. There might be some sweet ass goldery in here. Got my shovel. Here, let's come in for a closer look. Oh man, that's not gonna work. Hello everybody. There we go. I know, right? See, that's what I'm worried about, that I'm going to accidentally step on him live on the show. Oh, here he is. We found him. He's just chilling back here behind the magnet. What's up, buddy? You're a star now. We're going to name you tonight. Whoa, what the? That was scary. Thought the frog was yelling at me. Jesus Christ. There, Jesus. So that's the only thing about this new pump, is it sits there screaming at me sometimes. So I think that might just be it's got too much magnetic sucked up into it. I know, right? He's guarding over it, so if he sees any gold, he can swipe it. My gold frog. Some people use gold hog. I use gold frog. Nah, not pump failure. I don't know why it does that. I think probably because it was running in a saltwater tub for 2 years. Constantly, for no real reason, because I thought I was going to use those rocks at some point. I know, I thought it was a frog. I thought it was a frog too. I was like, holy shit, you're not supposed to make those kind of noises, you freaky bastard. Like, oh my god, maybe I don't want this thing for a mascot if it's going to scream like that. Jesus, bloody murder. Right? Frog screamer videos. How much better would that have been if he opened his mouth at the same time? And like, holy shit, what the hell? This frog's a demon. Got Satan speaking through my frog. Yeah, that's what I figured it probably was. Like I said, I didn't do a whole lot of effort cleaning it out when I swapped it over. I'll be honest, I just wanted a turquoise pump in here instead of the black one that I had, because it looked prettier. Now I feel like this frog's gonna bum rush me as soon as I open the thing up to find the gold. Yeah, I know, right? If that was a frog, he'd be kicked the hell out right now. Like, no, that's too much, dude. Yeah, that's like letting your buddy crash on the couch and then you find out he has night terrors and screams in the middle of the night. Like, oh my god, dude. You gotta let somebody know this shit before you ask to stay over. Give somebody a heads up. Fucking frog screaming at you. A huge little voice for a little frog, man. And I was even saying how quiet he's been, how stealthy. What a turn of character, you know? Something really pissed him off. I think he doesn't like the way I'm processing the dirt. You're doing it wrong! When I was back on the lily pad, this is how they would do it. I know everybody's into the frog talk. Alright. First things last. Get rid of as much of this bullshit magnetics as we don't need. It's terrifying, man. I got the devil in my sluice. Call it the all hell. AUHELL. VDR mat. Yeah, I mean, I could get, and I have other pumps as well. I got 1,000 GPH pumps sitting in the garage, or maybe it's out here. Either way, that's just too much, though, you know, for this little sluice. Because you got to keep in mind, I'm running micro dream mat, so I don't need to clear out any big rocks. But most importantly is if I run too fast, there's a lot more chance it's going to lose something. So if you run a little bit slower, it gives everything more time to drop out. And you know, I'm usually only running like a pound of dirt anyways, so I'm not in any huge hurry. Whoops. Bye, rock. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Definitely a couple nice chunkies in there. Where'd my squeezer go? Still looking for a new one of these big pipettes. I went back to Daiso where I originally got it, and they were all out of them. They don't have them anymore. I think it technically might be a watering globe. I don't know. just got to remember, I imposed this torture on myself. All these garnet sands. And I'll be damned, there's a good amount of gold in there. And maybe a little piece of silver as well. And she wants to surf. Oh man, Jonathan friend, I'm sorry to hear that. Hope the family's doing alright. Dealing with the tragedy. Handy dandy magnet. Get rid of all this bullshit. Come on, bullshit. Fuck out of here. All right. So that is what we wound up with. A couple nice chunkies of gold there. I apologize that it's so blurry. There we go. 4 or 5 nice pieces of gold in there, and then a whole lot of fines, little crunchy stuff, and then maybe even a little piece of silver in there as well. So I would say that was one hell of a scoop. And whoever gets tonight's sloppy seconds is going to have a nice little amount of gold to go through. Some good finds and some nice chunkies as well. Now let's get all this suckered up so that we can dry it out and throw it in the bag. All the pieces. All right, got that up in there. All right. Zoop. All right, we'll let that cool down for a minute. Give us a chance to chat a little bit more. See how you guys are all doing over here. Again, Jonathan, I'm really sorry to hear about your guys' loss. I hope everybody's doing all right there. John, that sluice, my main sluice is a 6x16. Kind of a, I don't want to call it a high banker because it doesn't do any classification up on the top. So it's more just a 2-tiered power sluice. I call it my little mini wash plant. But it's got a 16 by 6 inch micro mat. There we go. Oh. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, let's see. See, I should always have like a ice cold little cup of like water or something. That way I can dip it in there. I know, right? Don't work too hard. But, all right. So, I did want to announce also, while we're waiting for this to cool down, I'm going to be kicking off my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm going to have to wind up doing it as a raffle just because there's a lot of stuff that's going to need to be shipped. And I'm thinking $5 per entry. And I'm going to be giving away a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm going to be giving away a sluice box with a micro mat in there, a full size, 6x16 micro mat with a sluice from Dream Mat. They provided that. I have 3 micro mat pocket sluices, 1 mini pocket sluice to the regular size cell stuff. A few bags of pay dirt are going in there. I'm throwing in a couple gold backs. And I'm still working on trying to get some more stuff as well. If anybody has stuff they want to send in as a donation to throw into that raffle, much appreciated, and I'll thank you so greatly. And I'll, if you donate something, I'll give you a couple free entries into the raffle itself as well. So if anybody out there wants to throw in, let me know, hit me up, email me, or just send me something and put a note on there and say, hey, this is for the raffle, dog. I'll be like, hell yeah. I'm thinking about limiting how many entries per person though. Because I've seen a couple raffles where one person just bought up dozens of entries and then they won half the stuff. And although that's great for some, I feel like it concentrates everything to one person, and I really want to spread stuff around, So I might wind up limiting it. I haven't worked those details out, but I do only want to do like $5 per entry. I don't want to, ask too much because I'm really only just trying to cover the shipping on the stuff. And that's going to vary depending on where stuff's going. It could be, like that sluice is probably not going to be cheap to ship. The pocket sluices are cheap, though, no problem there. But at any rate, I just want to let you guys know that that's going to be coming out soon. I'm going to post, videos, and I'll eventually have a link up on the page where you can just pay for a raffle entry. But yeah, I was thinking about limiting it to 5 entries per person, just to kind of keep it fair. If somebody can only afford 1 or 2 entries, I don't want them to be completely squeezed out because somebody else bought 50, which is good, but it also kind of sucks because that limits how much I can pull in. But like I say, most everything is going to be going towards covering the shipping on everything. And if there's any money left over at the end of it all, I'll probably just be putting that in my pocket. Well, not my pocket, but the channel's pocket, for whatever comes next. But I doubt there'll be too much. I'll probably have to kick in some shipping cost anyways, but anything that makes it a little bit easier is definitely helpful. And so I'm going to hopefully, like I said, I'm trying to get more stuff scrounged up. That's an interesting idea, Jonathan. As long as they're good pay dirts, you know, and the value what you're getting is equivalent to what you're paying for it, I think that'd be cool. You know, with the occasional chance of getting a nice bag that may be more than they're paying for it. You know, as kind of a potential, we'll call it a jackpot bag. But yeah, if you had their consent to do that kind of thing, that'd be pretty sweet. The only problem is I think a lot of places wouldn't want that, because if you're, I don't know, maybe they might think that it's associating them with you in a way. And if somebody got bad service, it might reflect on them. That could really be the only objection I could think of any seller would have. At the end of the day, once you buy something, it's yours to do with whatever. So you could resell all you like. But again, as long as the value is equal to what people are paying, it's always cool. Especially, you know, if you're okay and somebody trusts you to buy their dirt for them, and you're just, hey, I'm going to send you something cool. Trust me. That's cool. At any rate, let's see how much gold we wound up getting. We'll toss that in some dirt, and we'll find somebody to give it away to. What do you guys say? Yay! All right. Got our scale. See, I printed off some more little buckets. I'll be giving a few of those away in the raffle as well. All right. That's what we wound up getting. .68 grams of gold. Well, like I said, there's a couple pieces of what I'm convinced now are silver. Because they are very crystalline, so let's get those out of there. I'll still throw those in the dirt. It went and teared itself. Alright. So as far as the gold goes, 0.148 grams is what we got. So let's throw that in the dirt. Can't turn around now. And then we got that silver that was in there, little couple pieces of that. And there you go. Mix it all up. All right. And that's how we make our sloppy seconds. Where the fuck are you? There you are. All right. Also in the little cup, like I was saying, we got a little piece of polished and glossied up labradorite. Amethyst, little mini amethyst cluster. Last week I got some little chips of opal from Nine Fingers. I'm throwing that in there too, along with that gold and a little bit of love. dirt is a little bit of crush from Liberty. Say large tailings that I classified out, set aside with the intent of crushing them. And I did, and so now they are now pay dirt. So there you go. Sloppy seconds. Dig Daddy's delight. Welcome back. Alright, now, if you haven't already, go ahead and like the video. If you haven't already, comment on the video up at the top over here. And remember, we're naming the frog, so any of those names that you heard earlier, I fucking don't remember any of them. So I would say look through the comments that other people have left and find a name that you think is good and pick that if you're not sure what you want to, and we'll go with that. And if you get picked, not only are you getting some dirt, you are also the person who gets to choose the name of our new pet frog. Unless the name really, really sucks, and then I'll pick something else. Now we'll go with it. And Bodie McBoatface. Fuck it, let's do this. Alright. So I'll give you guys a couple more seconds to get that done, and then I got to get going. So, comment generator now. Don Sharp won last week. Don, if you're here and you did put your name in there and whatnot, if you get picked, specifically you, if you get picked, I will take your name for the pick of the frog, but I'm gonna have to pick somebody else for getting the dirt, just because you won last week. You know, I think that's fair. All right. Filter in duplicates, yada yada yada. We have 41 comments. Oh, is there 40 people here right now? Damn. No, we only got 35 people here. Alright, we got some busters who left comments and then left the stream. So I'm going to have to call people out. And if you win and you're not here, we're going to go to someone else. So let's roll it. Start this off. And our winner tonight is going to be Reg Labby. Labby. Alright. If I get picked, send it to Josh Ortiz. Reg, you didn't pick a froggy name, though. Alright. So, Josh Ortiz apparently is getting some dirt. Reg won that, and thank you, Reg, for dialing that one in. But now we are still left... Now we're still left with a problem. We don't know what to name this frog. So, I really wanted to name the frog tonight. So maybe we'll just keep picking another winner until we find one with the frog name in it. What do you guys say? Does that sound good? Or I can go back through, find all the suggested names, and we can put a poll up on Patreon. Here, let me get myself back up on the screen here. And I can put a poll up on Patreon, and then we could just do a vote. What do you guys say? Pick it or poll it? Pick or poll? Pick or poll? Pick, poll, pick, poll. Got 2 for pick. Poll. Poll. Pick. Poll. Poll, pick. Alright. We seem pretty well divided on here. And I wanna not do a random ass name. I wanna take everybody's opinions here, and it seems like we got more poll than pick and puff. We're gonna do a poll. And so I'm gonna go through the comments on the comment page. I'm gonna put together a poll. And make sure you subscribe on maybe my Instagram. Maybe I'll announce it there. I don't know if I can do announcements here. But either which way, we'll do the thing. I'll put up a poll, and we'll figure out what we're going to name this frog. And that's that. All right. Otherwise, Josh is getting some dirt. Congratulations, Reg. And thank you, everybody else, for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much. Most appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. You guys are awesome. And don't forget to tune in next week or this weekend for a review of some sort. And then, yeah. And then I think the next week I'm taking that week off because I will be out. And there you go. All right, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. And if you go out panning, I hope you get tons of gold. I will get you that tracking info. Absolutely. Josh, yeah, I probably have your address somewhere. It's in my email somewhere. I'll get it out. I'll get it to you. But right on, everybody. Y'all stay down out there. Bring a fire extinguisher to California. God, I hope not. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Maybe I can do that. All right, everybody. Y'all take care. This is Dig Daddy signing out. Peace.